Good morning, Miss Davis. My name is Monica Bracy, and before I begin, I'd like to offer our deepest condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
But I do have to ask you a few questions. On August 8, 2009, Joey appeared sick that morning, didn't he?
I'm sorry.
He appeared to have a cold that morning.
A little bit of a cold, yes.
And Joey, in fact, had a history of breathing problems.
Well, I wouldn't say history. Every now and then he'd get a little winded.
So he'd have episodes where he would gasp for air.
Sure.
And he would clutch his chest.
You usually have to run around or things like that.
And these episodes happened every month or two.
And that's right.
And they lasted for 2 to 10 minutes.
Usually about 2 or 3 minutes. He'd go right back to normal. But one time it did last 10 minutes. I think it was a tantrum. He didn't want to take a bath.
And these problems worried you enough to take Joey to the emergency room.
I did take him one time, really because I didn't have insurance. No other doctor would see me without insurance.
And the doctor recommended that you take Joey to see a specialist as soon as possible.
The emergency room was a little busy that day, and when I got there, the doctor seemed so in a hurry. He didn't barely look at Joey. He was there for 5 minutes and wrote me a paper and sent me off to another doctor.
So that's a yes. The doctor told you to see a specialist as soon as possible.
Sure, that's what he wrote on the paper.
You were unable to take him to see the specialist, weren't you?
Oh, I tried, but none of the specialists would have set me without insurance.
And Joey's breathing problems never improved, did they?
No, they weren't any different.
Now, on August 8th, you left Joey with Brett Miller, the babysitter, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you'd admit that sometimes Brett seemed distracted when watching Joey.
Sure, he's in school right now, and he'd be doing his homework a lot of times.
And Brett would get distracted by the computer,
Sure,
the telephone,
certainly.
and he would be on the telephone and watching TV as well.
Sometimes, usually I was there, so it was okay.
But on August 8th, you left Joey alone with Brett Miller.
Yes, I went off to my interview.
Now, I'd like to talk about the princess beads. You bought these beads for Hillary,
Yes.
and Hillary would leave them all over her room.
I'm sorry?
She would leave the princess beads in her room,
Well, sure, that was her toy.
and she'd leave them on the couch.
Well, it spilled one time on the couch. I had to make sure I picked up after.
And you would see them scattered across the carpet.
Right, they fell. They fell over, and I had to pick them up.
So you told Hillary to keep the beads in one location.
Yes, the living room.
Actually, the coffee table in the living room, correct?
Right, and that's the only table I have for her to play with them on.
And you knew that this coffee table was within Joey's reach.
Sure, but it's where I could watch them the best.
And you saw that while on this coffee table, Joey was attracted to the princess beads.
Yes, he liked everything Hillary liked.
So you were worried and read the warning labels on the box.
Yes, I did read that.
And the box said for children ages 9 and up,
Yes, Hillary was 10.
and not for children under the age of 3,
That's correct.
and that the beads were not for consumption,
That's correct.
and that they may be toxic if swallowed.
Yes.
And you understood these warning labels.
Yes, ma'am.
And after reading these, you didn't move the princess beads to a higher location that Joey couldn't reach.
Well, there were Hillary's toys. If I did that, she wouldn't be able to play with them.
So after learning all of that information, you allowed the beads to remain within Joey's reach.
Well, they were a toy. I mean, I could see Joey and Hillary was playing with them. I didn't know that there was a toxic chemical on the toy. I would have moved them, and trust me, I would have placed them in the garbage can. I don't know.
Ms. Davis, you did read the box, and you are aware of the consumption warning labels.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
There's a video of her.
That's a murder.
Don't do that.
This is a USC. This is